morning. This is the 5th annual Student Produce Week. My name is Marisol Lascano, and I'm from El Paso, Texas.
What's up, everybody? My name is Richard Kent from Red Oak, Texas, and you're watching Channel 1 News for Monday, March 3rd.
And our top story today is about the major storms that hit the southeast U.S. over the weekend. Disastrous tornadoes and thunderstorms have caused widespread death and destruction in that area. And right now, it looks like the damage that was done over just one weekend could take months or even years to fix. An outbreak of violent weather ravaged a huge area of the country, including Arkansas, Mississippi, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Ohio. This is what it looked like in Little Rock, Arkansas, after tornadoes flew through. 14 tornadoes in the area destroyed homes and businesses. As many as 24 people were killed, and more than 200 were injured. According to Governor Mike Huckabee, Arkansas had more tornadoes this weekend than they had during the entire year of 1996.
All I cared about was my son was all right, you know, and you look at your things, but they don't really matter. You just know that you're okay and your loved ones are okay. And my sister lives down the street, and that was all I cared about. I just had to get up the street to know that they were okay because the phones were out. So I had to know they were okay, and that's all I cared about, you know. And then you look around afterwards, and you just think how blessed you are, you know, that you got through this.
But the problem in Louisville, Kentucky wasn't wind. It was water, and lots of it. There were more than 100 thunderstorms in the southeastern states, and this Kentucky neighborhood was flooded by the runoff. These destructive floods were caused by a record rainfall. Rivers flowing through streets left roads inaccessible. People were forced to evacuate, and rescue workers pulled people from cars and homes in as much as 6 feet of water. Now, President Clinton has declared parts of the Southeast major federal disaster areas, and the people who live there can get federal aid to help clean up the destruction.
In Student Produce Week, we'll return after this.
Hi, my name is Nana Jakarta. I'm from Roselle Park, New Jersey. I'm a news writer for Channel 1 Student Produce Week.
Get bigger every day. Thank heaven for little girls. They grow up in the most delightful way. Little eyes so helpless and appealing. One day will flash and send you crashing through the ceiling. Thank heaven for little girls. Thank heaven for them all, no matter where, no matter who. Nothing but little Nothing's more intense than slamming a dude. Boys do. Something what little boys do.
Think I'm in love. On Friday night, what began as a victory celebration dance in Woburn, Massachusetts turned into a nightmare. A group of teenagers got a hold of prescription drugs, and pretty soon, the night turned ugly. It wasn't your ordinary middle school dance. At 10 p.m. Friday night, police officers and emergency workers were called to the Woburn Boys and Girls Club. 14 teenagers had overdosed on a prescription muscle relaxant, and after passing out, they were rushed to the hospital. Ironically, this dance was meant to keep kids from the streets. The overdose victims were mostly teenage girls, celebrating their acceptance to the Woburn High School cheerleading squad. Many took the pills and washed them down with beer. One girl was reported to have taken over 24 pills. By the time authorities arrived, the kids were collapsing and foaming at the mouth.
By one young lady's description, they were literally taking these pills in hands full.
They were like passing out. There was a couple that passed out. There was a couple that fell asleep on a picnic bench.
The drug is used to treat cerebral palsy and multiple sclerosis. The pills are normally taken 1 or 2 at a time. Anything more can cause intoxication, and very large doses can shut down the lungs and cause death. It appears that the pills were stolen, taken from a mail-order shipment sent to a man who says he never got them. At our deadline, 9 girls and 2 boys were still hospitalized, 2 of them in critical condition. All of the victims are expected to recover.
And we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Brandon Arofo. I'm from Friendswood, Texas, and I'm the executive producer for Channel 1 Student Producer Week.
You're about to embark on the most exciting journey of your life. Come, gentlemen, come!
Fasten your seatbelts for a 360-degree burnout. Precision handling for 1 to 4 drivers. New Mario Kart 64. It's the wildest ride ever.
Those fingers in your hair, that slide, come hither stare, that look that lures them there, it's witchcraft.
It's new adjusting finesse, now with hydrating silk proteins, smooths every strand so hair's soft, silky.
Those gorgeous flowing strands of it, I've got to get my hands on it, it's witchcraft.
Get the look that gets the touch with new silk protein finesse.
Hi, I'm Grant McAllister from Amelia, Ohio, and I'm a news producer as part of Student Produce Week.
All right, now last year, President Clinton designated a huge national monument in the heart of southern Utah, preserving one of the last undeveloped areas of the Old West.
And Tanakis McLean has been following this story, and he's here right now with us.
Thanks, guys. Well, environmentalists were happy with the president's plan, but as I discovered on my trip to southern Utah, the new monument has outraged many of the people who have lived off that land for generations. Southern Utah, vast, rugged, and hardly touched by man. But this no man's land is suddenly at the center of one of the most controversial federal land battles this country has ever seen. On September 18, 1996, President Clinton set aside nearly 2 million acres of land here in southern Utah. Now, this is the largest national monument to be established by a president in 20 years. It's called the Grand Staircase-Escalante Monument, located in this area just outside the Grand Canyon.
Our parents and grandparents saved the Grand Canyon for us. Today, we will save the Grand Escalante Canyons and the Kaparowitz Plateaus of Utah for our children.
Shortly before he was reelected, President Clinton did what only a president can do. He used what is called the Antiquities Act to set up a national monument here. Theodore Roosevelt was the first president to do so by naming the Grand Canyon a national monument in 1908. The Antiquities Act was created nearly a century ago to protect places like this in southern Utah with its awesome Red Rock canyons. But the new monument reaches far beyond these canyons. It includes hundreds of thousands of acres of flatlands, and this has angered people like Louise Liston, who have leased the land from the federal government for generations. This land is so beautiful. Why wouldn't you want it to become a national monument?
Well, I don't think it's a question as to whether we wanted it to become a national monument. I think that we think it's beautiful and spectacular also. But I think our question is, did it need to become a monument to preserve the land?
Ranchers like Louise Liston make their living off the land, raising horses and cattle. But the monument puts restrictions on grazing, and Louise fears these new limits could eventually put ranchers like her out of business.
Rural counties are rural because they depend on the land for their living. If you take away the land for their living, you take away their livelihoods. And I think that's the greatest concern we have about the designation of the monument.
The new monument also puts restrictions on coal mining. These plateaus happen to contain some of the richest coal reserves in the United States. But the new monument has won the support of environmentalists like Linalder, who have fought for years to end coal mining in this area in order to preserve the land. Why do you feel that this land should be protected?
Think of 100 years down the road where, when the West is pretty developed, there won't be many places left that have been untouched.
But critics say Mr. Clinton didn't listen to the opinions of people in Utah and instead sided with the environmentalists just to get their vote. A lot of people are saying that the reason why President Clinton set aside this land to become a national monument is because he wanted to please the environmentalists and that it was politically motivated.
It's important to realize that President Clinton saw enough national support for the naming of this monument. I think that underscores how important these last remaining rugged open places in the West are to all of Americans.
Even though the new monument is expected to eventually bring in millions of tourist dollars, there are few people in southern Utah who think it's a good idea. The controversy over the new national monuments has really become a big issue here at Hurricane High School in southern Utah, where the students are really concerned about what all this means for their future.
It's the only thing I'm really upset about is that they're going to have to build roads and stuff all through there. And, you know, I suppose it makes it more accessible for people who want to go see it, but it kind of destroys part of it, you know, and it makes it all commercialized.
If you got a chance to fly up to the White House and ask the president one question about this issue, what would you ask him?
I would ask him if he even really cared about Utah, because to me it doesn't seem like he did at all. He just did it for his own gain.
It's done now. We have to live with it, and the question I would just ask is, what can we do to support the area and just to make the most of it?
Now the big question is how to make the new monument more accessible to the public. There are plans to build new roads and a visitor center, but all that is expected to take 3 years. Now back to you.
Thanks, Tanakis. Well, guys, that's it for now, and we hope you enjoyed the first day of Student Produced Week.
But we're not done yet, so make sure you tune in tomorrow, and we'll see you all later.